I'm Ben Pinnell with the Coastal Estate Group, and today we're going to talk about what you should expect if you're considering a home purchase or home sale in 2024.
Big dreaming, can't you see it? We stay shining every season, and you know I like it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I love it.
There are four things that you need to be aware of going into 2024. The first thing is the drop in mortgage rates. Now, I could regurgitate the headlines, possibly losing you along the way with some terminology that you don't understand, but instead I'm gonna give you the most simplest explanation of what it is. So you have the Fed and the 10-year Treasury yield. The Fed is essentially the money manager that keeps balance in the force.
The force is with you, young Skywalker.
The 10-year Treasury yield is kind of like the weatherman of the lending market.
Ron, where's my legs? Where are my legs?
Your legs are there.
I don't have any legs, Ron.
Now, the Fed has told us that we should expect a decrease in interest rates. Awesome. While the 10-year Treasury has also shown changes that indicate a downward shift in weather patterns across all borrowing rates. So based off that simple breakdown from very reliable sources, you should just take that information and run with it. But if you don't believe me and you don't want to take my word for it, or if you just need some more detailed information, reach out to us and we'll break it down. The next thing to expect is increased buyer competition. You got to remember, not everyone had the opportunity to purchase during the gold rush of all-time low interest rates. So all of those people who missed that and were sitting on the sidelines waiting for the interest rates to come down again are now starting to gear up and get ready to jump in the game. Some of those buyers just flat out lost in toe-to-toe bidding wars. Some of those buyers just weren't financially ready at the time. And then there's some of those buyers who always think they could time the market, or even worse, outsave the market. What I mean by timing the market is that there's still people who listen to their grandparents' advice of
save every penny and don't take on any debt.
But the reality of that is that it is extremely rare that someone would be able to save more money with the same period of time having that money appreciate in a property versus sitting in a bank. For example, let's say we have buyer A. She goes by the name Selma Home.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Let's say Selma bought a place in 2020 for $1 million. That property is now worth over $2 million. It would have been a lot more challenging for Selma, or the average American, to save $1 million in that same time frame. So back to my original point, if you can afford the monthly payment today, the time to jump in has already arrived and the window for less competition is closing. Third thing to consider is increased home prices. You can always change your interest rate, but you can't change the sale price. So if you beat out the other buyers at the top of the market, but get a low interest rate, the good news is that your monthly payment is still lower than a lower priced home with a higher interest rate, such as 2020 to 2021. For this buyer, they're comfortable with their payment, but it may take them a little longer to see a significant increase in their equity over an extended period of time. On the other end of that, when interest rates increase, eliminating the number of qualified buyers who can no longer afford these homes, this drop in demand inevitably decreases the competition that previously was inflating sale prices, kind of like what we saw in 2022 to 2023. Now, this buyer may have paid more than they wanted to and kicked themselves for not buying sooner, but this buyer was able to negotiate, get favorable terms, and now when the interest rates drop again, they'll be able to refi and get the best of both worlds. Lower sale price, lower interest rate. The fourth thing to consider as a buyer in this market is you're gonna have a lack of negotiating power and probably aren't going to receive favorable terms. When interest rates are low and buyer competition is high, it's up to the buyers to court these sellers to try to make their offer stand out. This means shortened contingency periods, asking for little to nothing with the inspections, appraisals blowing deals, and not much negotiating power for the buyer when being stacked up against 5 to 10 other strong offers. Sounds shitty, I know. So what's the solution? Well, there's two. Solution number one, if you'd like to purchase a home this year, gear up and jump in now. And for solution number two, if you're trying to do this all on your own right now with the help of Zillow and this idea that the listing agent is going to represent your offer, as well as the 3 other buyers who went directly to the listing agent, it's setting yourself up for failure. Work with a buyer's agent and get yourself independent representation. Last point, sellers, you're about to maximize the sale of your home again. So if you feel like you missed out on that first COVID wave, it's game time, baby.
It's
party time!
So now you have a good idea of what to expect from the real estate market in 2024. All of this was based off a combination of personal experience, professional opinion, and some data. But if you're not buying it or just want some more info, be sure to reach out to us at the Coastal Estate Group at the link below. We'll see you next time.
Big